lovelies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gemma and this is A Girl So Geeky. A very warm welcome to you all and to all of my new subscribers. It's lovely to have you here on my journey of sewing and life. Today's video is going to be about a general catch up and a small haul of things that I've received or purchased recently. I thought I'd start with the haul because that's always a bit fun, and I'll start with the fabrics. So I went to my mum's a little while ago obviously just for the day, and I happened to go when the fabric shop that's near her is open. It doesn't happen often. I'm normally at my mum's either on a Sunday or into the evening, and they're not open then, but this time they were. So we had a wander down. They're called Ccr Fabrics. I think they've been open for quite a while because I know I've purchased from them definitely last year, potentially the year before, but she's still quite new to the social media scene. She's only just opened up or started an Instagram account. I've obviously followed straight away and I'm eagerly awaiting some more posts from her. I'm hoping to see lots of lovely fabrics. I'll definitely be going back again. It's always nice to sort of pop in when I go down there. She's really friendly and helpful. But I wanted to pop in this time because she had the new range of Tilly and the Buttons fabrics and I wanted to have a closer look at those. Now I did buy two different pieces of those fabrics. They're both jersey fabrics. The first one is this, and I really do love this print. I just think it's really fun, it's really cute, and I just love it. Obviously it's got pairs of hands all over, and if you see, the hands are making little heart shapes, which I think is really lovely. And what I also really like is that the hands have different coloured nail varnishes. So there's a blue, a minty green, there's also a bright yellow, and a coral colour, which I really like. And I think there is a lilac somewhere, which I'm not going to spend ages trying to find. I think that's it. So I really like that. This is a leftover piece. I've already cut out and made up a Minetta dress. Would have liked to have worn it today, but I've already worn it and it's in the wash. So, it's drying after a wash. So I'll have to show you that at a later time. I haven't managed to take any photos of it yet. If I have, by the time this is edited, I will put them up. But otherwise, I will try and show you them at a later time. Otherwise, or keep an eye on my Instagram account because I'll try and post them there. The other piece I got is this. So it's the same in that it's a black background, but this has just got some fun shapes on it. And actually the colours are the same as the nail varnishes on the other one. But I just thought that would be a really fun print too. This has already, as I said, been cut out and is also going to be a Minetta dress. I just need to sew it up. It's all ready to go. I've just got to sew it. So hopefully I'll be able to wear that one soon as well. I really do like those prints. My only sort of downside to them is that where it's just printed on the one side, when you wear them, obviously, especially as I'm wearing it as a Minetta dress, which is a close fitting dress, sort of across the bust, I don't know whether you're going to be able to see it, whether it's going to show so much here. The way sort of round that I've got it, you really, as soon as it stretches that way, you really see the white come through, which I just think is a little bit of a shame, but I do know that is what happens when it's sort of printed on just the one side. But it's just a little bit of a shame because it's obviously a really nice print, but it's okay. I just try and not stretch it too much there. The other two pieces of fabric I've received recently, these were actually gifted to me from Minerva in exchange for a blog post. So the first one is this. It's a really nice floral print. I think it's meant to go up that way. Oops. And this is a scuba fabric. So I think I've got about 3 meters here, or 2.5, because I'd like to try and make a Sirocco jumpsuit by Deer and Doe. I haven't made one yet and I'm really looking forward to having a go. If this works out okay, I'm kind of hoping to be able to wear it to my brother's wedding in April. I just figure like a jumpsuit, like April, the weather's still probably not going to be that great, so a jumpsuit might be quite nice and cozy, and will just look really amazing. So I'm really hoping that works out okay, but it's really weighty. And the other piece I received is this one. This is a stretch cotton sateen, just a black and white print, and I just really like it. I think that's just a really nice, almost like brush stroke effect. It just has a small bit of stretch, not too much, but just enough to make it comfortable to wear. I'm not entirely sure what to make for this one yet. It's either going to be maybe a pair of slim legged trousers or another, just some sort of dress. Maybe something similar to the Betty dress by Sew Over It. I haven't actually made another one of those since I did the one a couple of years ago for the Dressmakers Ball. And I quite like another one of those. So maybe that or something similar. But I'll have a look through my patterns and see what I like the look of. So that's it for the most recent fabrics. I think I have had a few that you possibly haven't seen yet. But to be honest, I can't remember which ones those are. So it'll just be a case of waiting for me to make them up and having a look when I come to show you. Or obviously check out my Instagram. I've probably posted them on there at least. Now, the weekend that's just passed, I went to a de-stash craft sale at a castle down, or the square tower down in Southsea. I've been to it a few times. They do about 3 a year, I think. But this time I went with Laura from Sewn and Shown on Instagram. I'll pop a link to her down below. It was her first time going to this de-stash, so I hope she really enjoyed it. She did pick up a few bargains, so I think so. I also picked up a few things too. So I got one piece of fabric, which give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to quickly grab because it's also just hanging up drying. Now it was actually Laura that spotted this, and this was just before we left. And this was on the table. It's just in a black bag, so, not a black bag, just in a bag. So I didn't really notice it, but she spotted this. So I can smell my laundry detergent and conditioner. It smells really good. But yeah, she spotted this, and I tell you what, it is the most softest, luxurious feeling ever. It's just like a plain smooth on the back, but this is just like almost like a teddy bear feel, and it's just really lovely and just a really cool print. I absolutely love that. Now this will not be for me to wear. I feel like it will be a bit Flintstone-y for me if I try to wear this. Instead, I'm actually going to try making my cat a bed pillow thing, because I just think this will be really warm and snuggly for her. Obviously, where it is really cold at the moment, she's just trying to find places that she feels is really warm and snuggly. At the moment, randomly, it's in the hallway down by the radiator. And I have put a couple of little blankets down there for her to just sort of lay on. But I figured this would be extra snuggly. So I'm going to try and make that up fairly soon. I think I've got some old pillows that I can use as stuffing. So I'm going to give that a go. The other pieces that I picked up, I did get some really bargain Gutermann thread. I've already put it away, but it was just some greens, a couple of blues, but they were an absolute bargain. I think if there had been like colours if there had been like black thread there, I would have bought every single one of them. I imagine if there were any, somebody did the same, because it was just an absolute bargain. Laura bought quite a few of those as well, because I mean, you just couldn't pass that up. And then I picked up some wools. I have a few friends who are expecting babies this year. One is a colleague's wife who is due, I think, in a couple of weeks. This is her second one, and for her first baby, I sewed up some little like bunny teddy bears. So for her second child, I wanted to make something for her. This one's going to be a little girl. I wanted to make something for her, and I decided to crochet something. Now, what I'm making, I'm following a tutorial on YouTube, and the wool that I'm using for that I actually got at the last de-stash that I went to last year, and it just looks like this. I've got 2 balls of this, and this is how, you'll have to excuse how it looks at the moment. It's just a body and head. I need to attach the arms and the ears. It looks like a monster from like Silent Hill or something. I'm not gonna, this is how it looks at the moment. And you can see how the colouring like sort of darker at the bottom, because that's where I started, and then it's going lighter at the top. I've just done the ears from the second ball of wool. And then obviously they'll go on the side. They're obviously a little bit darker, but I think it will still look okay. I've been showing people at work and just sort of doing that, and it just looks a bit disturbing. But so I thought for I've got 2 other friends who are expecting this year. So one of them is actually my ex-housemate. She actually just had a gender reveal party, and she's having a little boy. So I got this wool, which as you can see is like almost like a furry type wool. It's a DK by King Cole, Cuddles, in a toffee colour. So I'm going to do the same there, and I think that'll be just really snuggly. The other lady, she is one of my best friends, and we have a group chat, 4 of us have a group chat, and she just after New Year put a picture of her ultrasound. That was how she sort of let us know, and we're absolutely over the moon for her. I had a feeling it was going to be sometime this year, just because she was wanting to sort of get into a certain place with her career, which she has achieved, and they just seemed ready. So I was like, sort of just waiting for it to happen, and obviously they announced it. They don't know the gender yet. I don't know if they are going to find out. She does not want to know, but he does. So I don't really know who's going to win. So I thought I'd just go for something nice and neutral, but actually I really do love this. This is a 4-ply. I'm not sure what it's called. I don't know the name of the colourway, but it's a cream, and it's got little flecks of like blue, some like orangey copper colour, and a little bit of like a beige, but it's so soft. I'm actually really looking forward to seeing how that turns out. So I got 2 balls of that, and then as a just in case, I thought I could either make her a second her baby a second toy, or maybe like a little blanket or something like that. I just thought I'd get these because I really like them, and these are both King Cole DKs as well. And these are just like a multicolour yarn. This one is called Sprinkle, and this one is called Rainbow. Very similar, but this is just a bit more vibrant. So yeah, I got those as well. So I'm really happy with my purchases from the craft fair or de-stash sale. It's pretty much just loads of people who obviously have massive amounts of things or craft items that it's a bit too much and they want to get rid of some, probably to make room for some more. So they're there. It's kind of like a car boot, but indoors, you know, a tabletop sale. So obviously we're eager just to add them to our stash instead. But yeah, I'm really happy with those. Another thing that I actually purchased recently, in my bid this year to be more organised, I feel that last year was just, like I did lots and I had a fab time, but at the same time parts of it were just a bit of a flop, or I feel that could have just been improved on. And one of those is organisation. I feel that, especially sort of with my vlogging, with my sewing, with a couple of other bits and pieces, I just want to get them a bit more balanced and just a bit more organised. So I just have a better idea of what I'm doing, so I don't get so overwhelmed. I feel last year I really did overwhelm myself with trying to do so much, not just with sort of sewing, but loads of other bits and pieces. And it just left me feeling like exhausted all the time. I constantly had a feeling of like, I don't have time. And I think when you think something so much, it becomes that, you know, you then become that. So I'm trying to change my mindset this year. So I do have time for lots of things. But when this, you know, I want to do this, I want to do that, etc., etc. Okay, yes, I don't have time to do them all at the same time, but I would have time to do them. I'm trying to get into the mindset of I am choosing to do something else over, you know, a particular thing. I'm prioritising one project over another, rather than the constant, I don't have time, if that makes sense. and I'm hoping that will just make me feel a bit calmer, sort of, instead of being like, oh my God, I don't have time for that. No, I could, but I'm choosing to do something else. And I will hopefully also not feel so tired, because I'm just doing one thing at a time and just taking my time, being a bit more balanced. I feel that I was trying to really push myself to be really out there, doing stuff, achieving, because obviously that's how you know, that's what makes you happy and what looks good and stuff, but which is fine, but it was a bit too much. I am an introvert at heart, as much as I am making myself have like extrovert qualities, which, you know, it's been great because it's given me confidence and I can go places and speak to people, etc. But it does leave me exhausted. I need time to sort of recover from that, which I didn't really allow myself last year. So I'm taking more care of myself this year, more balance, etc. That was a massive tangent that you probably didn't even really need to hear, but there we go. All to tell you that I bought a sewing planner. So yeah, I bought a Dressmakers Planner. This is the one by My Handmade Wardrobe. Obviously there's not so much rambling that I'm just, you know, sputtering out at you, but there are some really fab bits in here. I'm going to use it a bit more before I maybe do a review over it, because I just want to have a really good go of it. I've only put like a few bits and pieces. You can put like all your measurements in there. You can put like a wish list in there of like patterns that you want to get, or things that you want to make. Obviously all your measurements. You can do monthly plans, you can do fabric swatches, you can even do like make 9 goals, and then you can do all your different projects. It's got obviously a little body that you can like draw your clothing or whatever you're thinking of making. I'm not going to do that because I cannot draw at all. It's horrendous when I try and makes me want to cry. Not really, but you know, it's just that bad. So I'm going to leave that part bare. Apologies, that obviously that just means that she'll be nude, but whatever. And then it's got all these options where you can tick, you know, have you purchased, have you washed your fabric, have you cut it out, have you stitched it together, worn it, pressed it, etc. And then obviously for each project you can sort of see where you're at, if you obviously keep that up to date. I've only got one project in there. I didn't keep it up to date because I've already finished it and I haven't even ticked that. But I'm going to keep it up to date. I'm going to go through, I'm going to add some more projects that I want to make and obviously put down where I'm at with them. But I'm going to give that a go, and then after I filled it out a bit, I think if you're interested, I'll do a review to let you know what I think of it. Okay, so that is my purchases. Just for a quick catch up, obviously we are just at the beginning of February. I didn't quite manage to do a vlog in January, but it's absolutely fine, no pressure on myself. However, this is the second time I've sat down to record it, and probably about the 9th take of the evening. I have had, since last year, since the last video I did, I have had a bit of a revamp in my room. It's had a lick of paint of a different colour, just a bit more neutral. It changed some furniture bits around as to where I've moved them or purchased something different. You'll notice something over here that's definitely different. This was Parker's early Christmas present, a massive cat tree. But I am going to do a bit more of a tour. One of the vlogs that I'm planning on in the future will be sort of my sewing space, which is my bedroom. So I will show you some bits and pieces around there anyway. Another thing of me being organised is I've bought loads of notebooks, and one of them is my vlogging plans. So, and that is part of the vlogging plans. I've completely forgotten where I was going with that. But anyway, I am trying to get rid of the ums as well. I do apologise. I have another vlog that was recorded last year. It's my giveaway vlog. And before I posted it, I read a comment that said, you really do a lot, you might want to try and get rid of it. And I watched through that one again and I was like, oh my God, it's pretty much every other thing that comes out of my mouth, and I was horrified. I say it so much. So I've gone back again and re-edited it. That's really hard to say. I've done another edit of it to try and take out as many of those as I can. So I'm pretty sure it is ready. I need to just go over it again because now I can't remember if it's complete, but I think it is. So that will be coming out soon, hopefully not too long after this vlog. You'll just have to really bear with me. I've obviously got a note to try, I've got a note under my camera to try and remind myself not to say it, but it is really hard. But anyway, I've got lots of plans going forward for different videos, for other vlogs. As I said, I've got a little notebook that I'm putting out ideas for different ones that I want to do. One of them obviously is the giveaway. Another one that I'll be doing soon is a sort of sewing tips for, I guess, beginner sewists, or, you know, it might even help anyone else, I don't know. But Laura from the Specky Seamstress, I think it was during a Q&A that she was doing, and she was asked some ideas for some tips for a beginner, and she came up with the idea of doing a whole separate vlog for that, because obviously there can be so many. And she brought it up in our sort of group to see if anyone else would want to contribute, because obviously we may have some different sort of tips and tricks. So I thought I would record one just for some things that I have found sort of useful for me, or helpful, or, you know, just a couple of ideas. So that should be a fairly quick one that I'll be putting up as well. So I'm going to try and keep a fairly steady stream going. I can't guarantee, I can't sort of say, oh yeah, it's going to be, you know, every second Tuesday at 8 p.m. or something like that, because I just, you know, life does happen. But I definitely want to try and release something every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks. I'll sort of see how it goes. But I really am going to, you know, I have the time, and I will prioritize this when, you know, when I can, to release those. With regards to sewing, I obviously have a lot of plans and things that I want to make. I'm just trying to think about what is going to be most beneficial for me to have done, like completed first. So the Minetta dresses are you know, really good thing to have for, I get kind of for the colder months, because they're great for me to layer up. I can still wear a dress, I can still feel like I'm a bit dressed up, but I can keep them warm, you know, thick tights underneath, a nice sort of cardi, and they're really fantastic for work, and they're so comfortable. So I'm going to try and sort of prioritize it kind of like that. Some things may jump to the front of the queue. For example, I am taking part in the Sew My Style challenge this year. I haven't done it before, but I saw that the Tanya culottes by Megan Nielsen was the first pattern, and I've been wanting to make those for ages. A couple of my friends, Trudy and Ellie, they had been wanting to make them too. So we decided that if we all got the pattern, then we would have a sewing day. Although they're not taking part in the challenge, we can sort of make them up together. It ended up just being me and Trudy that was making them. Ellie she just hadn't had time to cut hers out yet, so she was finishing some other projects. And as we were like sort of working on this one thing, she was just like finishing so many projects, and we were just sort of like, oh, we're still on the one. But we did get them finished. I got them finished in a day, which actually has blown my mind. Apparently, because we did it all around Trudy's house, so obviously I didn't have like Parker or house things or whatever to distract me, and when I don't have those distractions, I am really productive. Who knew? Actually blown my mind, and really made me realize how distracted I do get. I really do love these culottes. I just need to hem them. I've had a bit of an issue with the waistband, but I think that's just to do with the fitting. But I might do, if you're interested, a separate vlog to review those. But I can definitely see them being a staple in my wardrobe. I really do love these. Like I don't mind pockets. Like, I'm not that fussed about whether an outfit has got pockets or not, but I love these pockets. I'm obsessed. Like, if I can have this style of pocket and everything, I totally would. I don't know what it is about them, but they're just amazing. I really love them. So I'll, yeah, maybe have a review of that at a later date if you're interested. But yeah, definitely more on the horizon for those. But with regards to, obviously, so each month they have a different pattern that you can make up. I won't be doing it every month because, to be honest, having a proper look through them, there isn't an option there that I like every month. So some months I may just skip, which is absolutely fine apparently with this challenge. Other months I thought what I might try and do is see if there is an alternative that I want to make. For example, I don't know which month it's in, but one of the options is a pinafore dress. I don't particularly like the pattern that they've given as an option, so what I thought is I would have a look for one that I actually would like to make, and I'll make that up instead. I can't enter it into like the challenge or the competition, which is absolutely fine, because at the end of the day I'm taking part because I want to sew my style. It's just a prompt for me to, you know, have a look and see what I want, what I like, what, you know, what I can find and what's my style. So I'm taking part, but I guess kind of loosely with regards to competition. Another thing that I am going to try this year is one called Sewing Bingo. Instead of doing the Make 9, because I've never really achieved that much with the Make 9, I'm gonna do last year's again in a different vlog. But I just haven't really achieved it any year. I have never completely finished it. So I'm not doing the Make 9 this year, at least not officially. I am thinking I'll just have a bit of maybe something in here. Obviously there's a Make 9 page in there. So I'm going to put a couple of bits in there just of things that I'm like, I still do really want to make that. There's actually some options from past Make 9s that I do still would like to make. So I'm going to pop them on there, and that'll be just for me to sort of work through. But I'm going to do the Sewing Bingo. I'll put a picture of the grid up here if I can, and I'll pop the details down below of who has come up with this. It's just a lot more general, and I think much more easier for me to achieve. And that, you know, that's it. I think for me that will just make it more fun, and it's less of like a, oh God, another thing I can't do, another thing I can't do, never going to get anywhere with this, you know, because unfortunately that's just where my brain goes. This one I feel that I'll be able to be like, yeah, tick, tick, tick. And I love ticking things off. So yeah, much more enjoyable, I think. You know, by all means, have a look. And if there's something that if this is what you'd be interested in as well, then absolutely join in. It's open to everyone. Going back to my little plans list. I'm also going to carry on obviously doing some reviews. If you do have any suggestions, or if there's something that you want me to review in particular, if I've made something and I haven't spoken about it before, then please do just give me a shout. Absolutely fine, just pop it in the comments down below. I think that's really it. I've got a couple of events coming up soon that I'm going to go to, and I might try and take you along with me. One of them is the Unraveled Festival. I think it's, or is it might just be called Unraveled. Apparently that is a yarn festival, just full of yarn. I've never been before. It's in Farnham, I think. I'm going with Trudy and Ellie and a couple of others. I am really excited. As I said, I've not been before, and I'm quite eager to see what it's like. I'm going to take a few of my crochet patterns that I have. I think they're all just cardigan patterns. I think I've got about 3 or 4. I'm still really determined to crochet a cardigan this year, so I'm going to take that along with me and see if I can find some yarn for it. I figure obviously everyone there is probably going to be an expert, so I can just go up to see if I can find something that takes my eye, and then just be like, help me, how much do I need, what do I need to do, etc. So fingers crossed that goes well, but obviously I'll either take you along with me or at least show you what I managed to get. And then the other thing that I'm going to at the end of February is the Stitch Festival, previously known as the Spring Knitting and Stitching Show. The spring one has had a bit of a rebrand. They've actually moved the location to somewhere in Islington in London, and they've renamed it. I assume it's still going to be the same as in the actual format. It sounds like there are still workshops and demonstrations and talks, obviously lots and lots of vendors there selling, so I don't think they've changed much with that in that regard, but obviously I'll know once I go. I'm really excited to see what it's like, if there has been any changes, but yeah, so that I'm really looking forward to. That's at the end of the month, and luckily we're going on the Friday and it's on my payday, so I'm like, it was meant to be. But yeah, obviously I'll again either take you with me or show you what I managed to get from there. If you're going on the Friday, please do feel free to come and give me a shout. You know, we can meet up, or, you know, just come and say hi. It would be absolutely fantastic to see you all there. And I think, again, going by my list, as, you know, very organised person that I now am, that's really it. The only other thing that I want to mention is that at some point this year, hopefully sooner rather than later, I am going to be changing the name of my channel for YouTube and on Instagram. I just find that I just don't feel that connected to my current name. It was something that I picked, you know, I just was setting all this up and I just need something just to get it started. I picked that and just sort of stuck with it. I didn't really think about it again. It was only once there was a bit of a phase. I mean, I assume it's still going on, but there seemed to be a time all of a sudden that everyone wanted to make their own clothing labels or get them printed with their like Instagram name or YouTube, whatever name on it. And I was like, oh yeah, how fabulous, what a good idea. Oh, maybe I should do that. Oh, girl saying, oh, I don't really like that. And I just didn't like the idea of putting that on a label inside my clothes. And that just made me think, well, actually, I'm just not that connected to the name. So I'm going to rebrand this year. I just need to get some graphics done. Obviously, I'll need a new profile picture, the banner on YouTube, something that I can put at the beginning of my vlogs. So I just need to try and get that done first. As I said before, I don't draw, so it's not really something that I can do myself. So I'm trying to see if I can find someone or something, if there's like an app that I can use that will make me be able to draw. I have no idea, but I will try and find something. If you know of any magical app, then please let me know. I am hoping that I might be able to, I've got a couple of arty people in my family, but lately I've got a lot going on at the moment, so I don't really feel that great about asking them. Worst comes to worst, I will learn to draw. Just add that to my list of things to do and that I want to try. But that really is it, I think. I've obviously got a few sort of like life bits going on. I've signed up for some distance learning courses, but I don't know if that's really something that you want to hear about. Let me know if you do. I'm happy to talk about them. I'm trying to get into, or I want to learn about some holistic therapies, focusing on stress and anxiety management. Potentially for a career path, I don't know, but at the moment, just to flex my brain muscles. Like, I haven't learned new stuff in so long. I know that I learn like new things with sewing, but that's literally it. That's the only time I learn anything. I don't really learn much in my job anymore. You know, it's kind of like a Groundhog Day job. So, and I, you know, where they say use it or lose it, I feel like I'm losing it. Like, my brain cells are dying because I just haven't needed to use them. So I thought, right, okay, well, there's a pathway that, you know, a life path that I want to explore. So let's start with some learning. So yeah, if you want to hear more about that, you know, let me know. But otherwise, I'll keep this strictly crafty. But strictly crafty, that's not a bad name. But that's not going to be it. I'm pretty sure that is it. Any questions or comments, please just pop it down below. If you liked the video, feel free to give me a thumbs up, and you can subscribe. And if you hit the little bell icon, then that means that you will be notified of whenever I post a new video. And I know I've said this before, that will happen more often, but it actually is going to, because I really do enjoy this. I enjoy sort of posting and then interacting with you all. It's just fantastic. It's just a great way to reach out to the community and have a chat. And, you know, who doesn't love that? So that's it for now. I'm gonna edit this. Hopefully this is better than my first take, which I'd done that in I've been trying to find, now that I've moved it all around slightly, a good angle. And also I'm trying to find ways that I can do this any time of the day, because otherwise I'm sort of having to wait until the weekend that I'm free, and then it happens to be sort of clear skies out there, and that's just not always possible. So I've got some sort of dodgy light set up, and I think that this is okay. I can see that there's some glare on my glasses. Please let me know if it is super annoying. Please let me know. but I'm not too sure how to go about not having that without not being in darkness. But anyway, we'll just see what happens. Thank you all for watching. I hope you're all having a fabulous day, evening, or whatever it is, whatever time it is, or whatever you're doing. I hope it's wonderful. You're all wonderful. And yeah, I will speak to you soon. See you later. Bye.